Sentencing day in the case of a man charged in the shooting of a dog with an arrow. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, KDOT stops work on the US 69 corridor due to feedback and pushback. Plus, first responders from multiple agencies head to Neosho, Missouri to take part in an active shooter simulation. And all work and no play makes area businesses dull. So the city of Pittsburgh threw its annual corporate challenge just for the fun of it.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We have a plea and a sentence in the local case of a dog that was shot with an arrow. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. You might recall the story we first brought you in February. The dog in Noel, Missouri, found with an arrow stuck in her head. The injured dog, renamed Noelle, and her puppies were taken in by a rescue group. Noelle received surgery to successfully remove that arrow. Well, Jeffrey Howard had been charged with failing to seek medical attention for the injured animal. Today, he pled guilty to the charge and received 30 days in the McDonald County Jail, along with $500 restitution to be paid to I'm Your Huckleberry Rescue. The severe weather we saw earlier this evening has moved out of the area. Let's check in with Doug.
Yeah, it's much calmer outside for us at this point in time. We actually had 2 rounds of thunderstorms, one this morning, and then of course severe thunderstorms during the evening hours. Kept our temp down 82 with all the clouds. Average high is 91 for this time of the year. But you can see the thunderstorms rolling out of here. Still a few left in north central Arkansas. But besides that, we look pretty good as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. But check this out. Look at the widespread rain we got sometime during the day, either one or the other of the 2 rounds that rotated through. But you can see over towards Chanute, upwards to about 4 inches of rain, and then parts of Jasper County, and even more once you get over toward Mount Vernon. So at least all of us got some pretty good rainfall amounts, which is great to see. We definitely needed it. And of course, we're going to look ahead to our next chance for thunderstorms here in just a bit.
See you soon. The Kansas Department of Transportation says it's stopping work on the US 69 corridor western alignment through Crawford County. The project would expand an 18-mile corridor of US 69 to a 4-lane freeway, starting at the Cherokee-Crawford County line and continuing north of the city of Arma. It would have led traffic around many towns in the area, which led to a lot of pushback from residents and public discussions. KDOT says that pushback is the reason they're stopping the plan. They'll conduct a new survey to figure out the next steps later in the year. It was only a drill, but it was meant to look and feel like the real thing. An active shooter simulation in Neosho, Missouri today was a joint exercise involving first responders from multiple agencies. The idea was to allow responder agencies to evaluate current procedures and make needed improvements for possible real-world events and worst-case scenarios.
Active shooters, basically. We've had some suicidal scenarios, active shooter. Basically, we've had wounded people, actors playing as wounded people, hostage rescue sort of thing. Communications is always a big issue between different agencies, and that's what they're working on to try to perfect, to make sure we can get through this if something ever happens, God forbid.
In addition to the Sheriff's Office, participants in the exercises included police, fire, and ambulance workers from various communities in the county, along with Missouri Highway Patrol. A 7-year-old boy is dead after what police in Missouri believe was an accidental shooting. Happened Monday in Berkeley, a suburb of St. Louis. Investigators say the shooting happened inside a truck. They're still trying to figure out who fired the shot.
When we see a situation like this, especially with a child, it's just unimaginable what this family and loved ones are going through. So obviously our prayers are with them.
It's unclear if anyone was inside that truck with the boy. A new report from Wallet Hub shines a less than flattering light on the states with the most underprivileged children. The report stems from August being Child Support Awareness Month and 1 in 6 children in the U.S. living in poverty. A couple of area states landed in the top 10, with Arkansas coming in at 6th, Oklahoma ranking 9th. The states with the highest rankings have the most underprivileged. Missouri ranked 25th, Kansas ranked 33rd. Alaska claimed the dubious top spot, while New Jersey ranked best in the nation. The National Safety Apparel, or NSA plant in Baxter Springs is preparing to button it up for good. The plant that employs about 63 people is closing on September 29th. In the meantime, it's gradually giving away its discounted apparel. Employees get first pick and what's left goes to the public.
They will be giving away material, shirt material, jacket material, quilt, lining, knit, collars, welts, buttons, thread, zippers, anything it does take to make a jacket.
Before NSA bought the facility, it operated for years as the apparel manufacturer King Louis. Today is the last day of activities for Pittsburgh's annual Corporate Challenge. KOAM's Amber Jenkins talked with a local business about the participation in that event.
Mahomes, construction workers, and lumberjacks are out for the final day of Pittsburgh's Corporate Challenge. One event is at Main Street Axe Throwing Company, but there's more events all over town.
Also at the same time what's going on is Talent Night at McCarthy's. We have Cornhole at 5th Street, and we have billiards down at Opie's.
The challenge is to get the community out for activities that promote team building and employee engagement. Last year, about 4 local businesses participated, but this year, there's 8 in total.
Like I said, tonight we're partnering with, I think, 4 different businesses tonight. And then we also partner with Four Oaks Golf Course. We do bowling, so that goes to the bowling alley here. We try to stay local with everything.
One of the businesses participating is Main Street Axe Company. They hope this challenge would encourage the community to check them out.
Members of the community to experience our store before maybe they've come in with their families or friends.
With one location in Pittsburgh for 5 years and another one in Joplin for 4, Main Street Axe Company says support like this from the community is impactful.
The Pittsburgh and Joplin communities are very supportive of Main Street Axe Company. We love working with them. Events like today is just, speaks of the support that the city has for us and other businesses that are participating in this week's event.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The city of Pittsburgh wants to remind you that shopping local all year benefits the community. Coming up, virtual reality changed the way a lot of people exercise. Now one company wants to take it a step further. Plus, a new report shows a connection between sugary drinks and a higher risk for liver cancer among women. We'll have details. A new study by the maker of the popular weight loss drug Wegovy finds the medication could lower the risk of serious, even deadly heart problems. The drug maker Novo Nordisk says its trial involved more than 17,000 overweight and obese adults 45 and older with cardiovascular disease and no history of diabetes. Results show that Wegovy can reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, or heart-related death by 20%.
I think this really shows that obesity is a disease. This is not just about a lack of willpower, not exercising enough. And if you really do want to reduce risk of heart attack and stroke, we need to be addressing obesity.
The study could help persuade insurers to pay for the drug, which costs about $1,300 a month. But health experts say more research needs to be done. Women who drink sugary drinks are at a higher risk for liver cancer and chronic liver disease. A study of nearly 100,000 postmenopausal women published in JAMA Network found those who drank at least one sugary drink per day saw a significantly higher risk for developing liver disease. Chronic liver disease accounts for about 55,000 deaths a year in the U.S., according to the CDC. The pandemic revolutionized the home workout. Well, now a company wants to take it to the next step. Ian Lee reports.
Feeling the burn is going virtual.
You're going to want to find the level that you're comfortable with.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can go up in intensity.
Valkyrie Industries designed a home workout using virtual reality and electromuscle stimulation, or EMS.
The feeling you get out of these is resistance, load, fatigue, and weight up to a certain level, but it's designed more for strengthening, toning, and conditioning.
Special armbands deliver EMS pulses to the biceps and triceps. essentially tricking your brain into thinking you're actually lifting weights. The harder you pull, lift, or punch, the more resistance you feel.
Which fundamentally interacts with your muscles to create that same electrical impulse that your brain perceives when you're holding a cup, a mug, a water bottle, or a dumbbell.
I walk 1 foot forward, 1 foot back.
Users can also join virtual classes with coaches in the metaverse.
We're tailoring this to the new and current generation of humans who are fixated on screens.
The company says as little as 15 minutes every other day can bring noticeable benefits in the comfort of your home. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Company also says EMS has been found to increase muscle mass and thickness, as well as improve strength and overall cardiovascular fitness. How about that? A little bit later, the pro golfers of the future hit the links in Joplin today to tee off in a world-class competition.
Plus, we got the storms out of here, but we do have more in the forecast, and our temperatures are going to warm back up. We're going to look at that coming up.
Summer savings are
Well, we got rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Everybody in our viewing area got some rain over the past 18 hours, which we greatly needed. Looks great right now. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. And we are finally clearing out, which is great after those rounds of showers. But boy, did we need the rain. So we will definitely take it. All right, rain stats. At the airport, a half an inch, a little over a half an inch. For the month, about 2 inches. But look at this, only about 20 for the season. We should have about 30. So we're almost 10 inches behind. So we definitely need to get it when we can. 72 in Nevada, 72 in Neosho, a little bit cooler Grand Lake, 69. Pitt sitting at 72. Fort Scott, 73. Chanute at 74 degrees. Let's go outside, 7th and Rangeline. Pretty much calm winds. It's a nice night. Temperatures are pretty good. All right, showers, thunderstorms, of course. Look at the big band that rotated through during the morning hours. And then this pushed east. And then look at the thunderstorms explode along the I-44 corridor and roll south and east strong. Even several severe thunderstorm warnings, too, in our southern counties. All this is in northern parts of Arkansas now. So this is heading away from us. And we're pretty quiet as we go through the next 24 hours. So here's this wave. If you follow the arrows up, there's our next wave up across parts of Montana, and that will give us chances for showers and thunderstorms in 2 nights, so on Friday night. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop it tomorrow morning. Here's 7 a.m., mid-60s. We warm through the 70s to about 80 by the noon hour. Notice clear skies, so pretty much sunny skies. Once we get into the afternoon, we go into the mid to upper 80s, 87, 88 degrees, about 86 in Fort Scott, pushing 90 in Chatopa, western counties near 90, everybody else mainly into the mid 80s. Tomorrow night looks good. We get a few clouds that shoot through. We drop back into the upper 60s. Let's look at Friday. Isolated thunderstorm or two could pass by, but look at the temps. Quite a bit warmer. We're in the mid 90s again, so it's definitely going to be hot. And then once we get into Friday night, chances for showers and thunderstorms start to develop. So here's about midnight. A cluster most likely is going to work through. It's going to last into Saturday morning. So we'll start the day on Saturday on the wet side, but then most of the day is shaping up pretty good. All right, day planning for you Thursday, 68 to start, 82 by noon, up to 88 by 4 p.m. And as we go into the weekend, we are going to get some rounds of showers and thunderstorms. So we have that one Friday night, another one most likely Saturday night. So these are going to be nocturnal events. And then most likely another event as we go into Sunday night. So at least we get those chances for storms. All right, let's go 87 tomorrow, 95 on Friday, 94 Saturday, holding into the 90s on Sunday. A little bit cooler Monday, and then back up into the 90s, and we push 100 late next week. But man, we needed the rain, so glad we got it. And some areas got several inches, which is great.
Yeah, they're certainly glad. Wouldn't mind getting some more, I suspect. Thanks, Doug. The American Meteorological Society is holding its annual meeting this week. Officials will give their latest findings on the severe weather the nation has endured over the past few years. And they say these storms, floods, tornadoes, and the like have cost the U.S. major money. John Loring reports.
Downed trees and significant damage in parts of Massachusetts after at least 2 tornadoes tore through the state Tuesday, according to the National Weather Service. Roughly 1,700 miles to the west in Oklahoma.
I was sitting on my couch just watching TikTok, and I felt something. It felt like kind of like a boom.
In Tuttle, Oklahoma, heavy gusts from a storm picked up a mobile home and sent it crashing into a parked car. Crews are also dealing with fallen power lines.
Just having to clean up all the damage, because we got damage to our fences over there too.
So far this year, the U.S. has had 15 disasters that have each resulted in more than $1 billion worth of damage. According to the National Centers for Environmental Information, that's the most billion-dollar disasters in a single year since it began tracking these events in 1980.
This tree's completely uprooted going off to the northeast. The storm is going this way, but if you go to the other side of the street, you see snapped and topped and twisted and mangled trees over there.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says the damage done by the wrath of Mother Nature cost at least $177 billion in 2022 and more than $1 trillion between 2016 and 2022.
I'm 55 years old and I've never seen a tornado or straight line winds like this before in my life, and I've lived here for that long.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
According to research company for insurance companies Munich Re, extreme weather in 2022 cost around $270 billion worldwide, with Hurricane Ian being the most expensive disaster. John Dale's here now. Monette High School football team is going to be much younger this year.
Yeah, that's right. The Cubs graduated 20 seniors from last year's team. More on them soon. And 78 of the best junior golfers you can find are in the 4 states this week. Those stories and more coming up next.
Hetty has earned the end. We are proud to salute Paul Hill, a 4-state hero.
Well, it is the dog days of summer after all. A sheriff in Macon, Georgia threw a pool party for adoptable stray dogs who've been rehabilitated and trained by inmates in the sheriff's office's Bondable Pups program. This footage by the Bibb County Sheriff's Office shows a group of dogs ready for their forever homes as they dip their paws and noses in a kiddie pool filled with ice water. Yeah, it's not a bad way to cool off. Fortunately, our own weather has cooled off a bit, and the pools out there are kind of puddles at the moment.
Yeah, and it's going to look actually pretty good tomorrow. High temp, 87. We do go back into the 90s as we head into the weekend.
On a sports note,
Crowder College's Jacob Mizorowski gets 9 strikeouts tonight, pitching with AA affiliate of the Brewers. Seems like it's only a matter of time before he gets the call up.
I think so. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.